Hey friends, what's up? Ash here with Gents. Hope that you guys are doing well. Today I've got 7 blue fragrances that are lesser known, not at all popular really, and I'm going to be putting them through their paces. These are fragrances that, yes, I've smelled before, some of them more than others, but I'm not super ultra familiar with them. So basically, if somebody walked by me and they had one of these on, the chances that I could nail what it is are slim to none. So what I'm going to be doing is smelling each one of these 7 fragrances. I'm going to be grading them on 1 to 10, and I'm going to decide which one of these is the best. And pretty much all of these, I think, are also cheapies. They're all pretty affordable from discounters. So it's the battle of unheralded, cheap blue fragrances that I'm not really familiar with. We will see who is the last fragrance standing. Let's jump into it. So here's what we're gonna do. It's highly scientific. Don't try to replicate this at home because it isn't possible. Or actually, it's not scientific at all, but it's what we're doing. Let's get started with what is possibly the favorite to win this, Azzaro Chrome United. I'm familiar, very familiar actually, with a lot of the Chrome fragrances, but for whatever reason, Chrome United is one that I haven't worn very much of. Here we go. This one is sharply green, a little bit metallic, citrusy, kind of an ozonic flair to the fragrance, mixed with a touch of women's hairspray along the edges. Just a nice little blast of aerosol to keep everything together. Very clean, unassuming, inoffensive, and easy to wear fragrance for sure. It doesn't really lean youthful, I would say. That's not to say that younger guys can't wear it. It's just not heavy-handed with the sweetness here. Instead, more fresh, a little bit zingy. And like I said, definitely with a metallic tinge. How to rate this? I think I'm gonna have to give this a 6.5. That's kind of where my mind is settling. Next up, a fragrance from Izod. It's Izod Legacy. This one, I believe, is new for this year. I bought it new this year anyway, and it's the first time that I'd seen the fragrance. There's an older Izod fragrance that I have, which has a cheesier bottle. I don't actually know if this is just kind of a rebottling of that fragrance into a new bottle, or if it's a reimagining or something completely different. Izod Legacy going in. It's a lot sweeter than Chrome United. It doesn't have that zinginess, it doesn't have that briskness, that metallic edge. None of that is in here. Really citrusy, and not at all a rindy citrus, not sour, sweet, ever so slightly syrupy, like a light syruped sweetness. Maybe a faint hint of green coming out along the edges here. Yeah, and like a musky undertone. Citrus dying away pretty quickly, which is interesting. Typically they hold on a little bit longer on a tester strip, but it's fading away. So at first I was gonna rank this higher than Chrome United. I like that feel in the opening, that sweet citrus, but it's gone so fast. And now it's just kind of a musk with like a green, slightly watered edge. Not really picking up much of anything else off here. 5.5. Am I harsh? Am I like too harsh on these? I don't know. Next up, Nivea Men Just Blue. It better be blue because it's in the blue fragrance video and it's named Just Blue. I've had this for a long time, years. And how many times have I worn it? 0. I bought it because it's a Nivea fragrance. That's literally the only reason I bought it. Let's see how that purchase was from years ago. I'm finally using it. Okay, this really sucks. This is pretty bad. Yeah, this is not good. It's very synthetic chemically. It doesn't smell very fresh at all. It doesn't remind me of any of the Nivea products that I've ever used. Admittedly, I've not used a huge amount of them, but I have used like some of their facial creams. It's like a very cheap smelling chemically lavender sort of fragrance, lacking any kind of sweetness or depth or warmth or anything to really set it off. No aromatics here. It's just very bland and cheap smelling. Yeah, it's not a very good fragrance or blue fragrance or anything. Sorry, I know it's not very descriptive, but this is one of those deals where you smell it and you just go, oh, that's kind of a chemically melange of notes and accords that aren't really coming together in a cohesive way to make something that smells pleasant. I don't like it. 2. Next up, Jaguar Classic Electric Sky. Now, I have smelled this one more than the Nivea and the Izod, so this one I'm going to be a little more familiar with, but still yet, I haven't really been able to give this all that much attention, so here we go. This is by far the best smelling fragrance so far. This is way better, way better. I think maybe I was actually even too nice on some of these. The DNA here is pretty familiar. It's got that Abercrombie & Fitch fierce kind of thing going on, that Mont Blanc legend kind of thing going on. But it's competently done. It's got a decent amount of sweetness mixing together with fresh aromatics. Little touch of citrus here in the opening. Smells really good after these last three. Fresh masculine florals underneath coming through pretty clearly. And with this fragrance, it's giving you a little bit more of that clear delineation between notes, letting you pick out different things that are going on, as opposed to the Nivea, which just smelled kind of like a dumpy mess. So with this one, definitely keeping in mind where I've ranked the other fragrances, I'm gonna have to give this, we'll say an 8. And I would say easily that that's gonna be the most versatile compliment pulling of the bunch so far, if that's what you're after. Up next, we've got one from Armond Bossy. It's Low Pour Homme. The bottle, really cheap looking. It doesn't look good. And the cheap plastic cap on top of the cheap looking bottle, ugh, it's the cherry on top. Now, I do remember about this one that it was done by Francis Kirkshon, so that's fairly interesting, if nothing else. And this one is very green and fuzzy and brisk. It comes across almost like olfactive white noise to an extent. It's that type of fragrance where you smell it, and it almost tingles the inside of your nose. It's like static when you smell it. So it's nose static, that kind of fragrance. It's like a greener, less metallic version of Azzaro Chrome to an extent. The original Azzaro Chrome, not Chrome United. I would say between the two that the original Chrome smells a bit better. This one does smell more interesting than the Nivea, the Izod, or Chrome United to me. But I think between the two, I'd rather wear Chrome United. So a 6. This is one of those deals where you're smelling fragrances that are unheralded blue fragrances, and then you go, oh, that's why they're unheralded. Never mind. We've got 2 to go, and I'm hopeful that one of these is going to crush it. Next up, we have Hollister Free Wave. Now, I remember getting this in a haul, like a TJ Maxx haul, and I think that it was decent, that it wasn't too bad. Let's revisit the fragrance now. Yeah, this is okay. It's not great, though. It's kind of a fresh, spicy citrus, aromatic, marine fragrance is how it's coming across. A little aquatic-y underneath everything. Not a big surprise. It's named Free Wave. Like a fuzzy, ambroxany, woody saltiness or something. 6.5, same as the Chrome. We have reached the final fragrance. Can it unseat? Jaguar Classic Electric Sky. About to find out. It's Nui Fresh from Caron. I have faith in this fragrance. It's why I saved it till last. I am hoping that we save best for last. Here we go. The quality is way higher than every other fragrance here. It's immediately apparent. A fragrance can have really inexpensive ingredients and still smell really nice. That's entirely possible. You can also have fragrances that are very inexpensive from discounters that actually have good quality in the ingredients. So yeah, the ingredient quality here is far and away the best of the bunch. It's not as sweet as the Jaguar. Not that it is devoid of sweetness, because there is still this citrus freshness and this pop off the top, but I'd say it's a little bit more reined in. Whereas with the Jaguar, when that first hit me, it was like very fizzy and kind of jumped off the tester strip. And it still smells like, oh yeah, this is straight up fierce. Ooh, the Jaguar is good though. What'd I give that, an 8? Now this is interesting. I smelled the Jaguar and it came off really strong off the tester strip. Easy to pick it up, just assaulted my senses almost. Then I went back to smell Nui Fresh here. I can barely pick it up. Really just kind of a whisper here. I'm gonna reapply it here in the interest of science. Okay, it's back. Citrusy combination, a little bit bright, sweet, but like I said, not as sweet as the Jaguar Classic Electric Sky. Modern, ambroxany, amber woodiness underneath it all. Very pleasant, inoffensive, not anything highly unique here, but an easy wear. I still think that in the initial blast, the quality of this does smell higher than all the other fragrances that I smelled here today. Problem though, it really seems to lose steam fast. Now again, this is off a tester strip, but I'm gonna go back to the Jaguar. Easy, easy. Yeah, you smell it strongly, like I just sprayed it on. Go back to Nui Fresh. So weak, yeah. All right, guys, I have reached my decision. Of all of these fragrances, if you're going for an inexpensive blue fragrance that nobody really knows, nobody really talks about, out of this bunch, Jaguar Classic Electric Sky. Yes, I know that this smells like Legend or Fierce, but guess what? That DNA works and people really like it. So you already know, because it's kind of riffing on those fragrances, that it has the versatility, the complement factor, all that already baked into the scent. You don't have to worry about it. So there we go, guys. Jaguar Classic Electric Sky, crushing the competition here, crushing it. Thank you for hanging out with me, my amigos. Stay safe out there. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later.